friends, and welcome back to A Cozy Lifestyle with Clarissa Coward. I hope you're faring well and doing well while we're going through what we're going through, but it looks like we're leveling out the curve and may be able to get back to our normal lives. Well, the new normal for us anyway, pretty soon. But at any rate, about to bring you some joy today, or hopefully we are. This video is part of a collaboration, and it's an ongoing collab for the month of May. So I think this is number 4 and in a series. And the series is called Quarantine Cooking at Home with Me. And it's hosted by the Sister Circle, as well as Denise at This and That with Denise Jordan, and Kenya over at Kenya's Decor Corner. And what they're doing every Wednesday, or what we're doing every Wednesday, we're uploading a recipe of something that we've prepared for our family while we're quarantined, and we're basically cooking what we have in the house, and just trying to come up with something new. As I said in my last video, I'm running out, so I'm enjoying these new recipes that are being shared by all of the ladies in the Sister Circle, and we hope that you will too. So my dish today is going to be a one pot, which is pretty easy. You know, after you get everything cut up and in place, you just simmer. And it's one that will last for more than one meal. As a matter of fact, with it just being the two of us, I'm thinking that I may freeze some of this, excuse me, because it ended up being quite a large size pot. However, Orlando, my husband, he takes his lunch now that he's back at work, unfortunately. Fortunately, but unfortunately, you know what I mean? I'm still not trusting, what he's bringing back because I'm still working remotely. But anyway, so it'll cover lunch for a day or two, and we have enjoyed having it for the one meal this weekend. And I may be able to freeze some of it. So hopefully this will give you guys some incentive or inspiration as to another one pot meal for your family while you're at home. Comfort food. I know that it's almost time. The weather's getting a little warmer in certain areas. It's time for salads and lighter eating. But when you're going through something like we're going through, comfort food is always good, right? So what I'm preparing today is a comfort food dish. So why don't you come on in and let's get cooking. I apologize for the lighting in the next photo. I'm just trying to show you the ingredients that we will use in today's meal. And so we have hamburger, we had ragu spaghetti sauce, we also had celery, onions, bell peppers, and of course the seasonings, and you'll see those as we go along. So first things I'm going to do is I'm going to saute the hamburger and bell pepper and onions together, and let those the onions and the bell peppers get really soft. Oh yeah, I added a little bit of sausage as well. Now in this recipe there are optional, like the sausage, and you'll see later on the shrimp, and the necessary, which is the other ingredients. I never follow a recipe to the letter. I always try and add a little something to make it my own. And so that's what I'm doing here, adding the sausage with the hamburger, and then I'll also add shrimp, and I will also add potatoes to this meal too to make it very hearty. So that's what you're seeing now. To this mixture, I'm adding the celery. I started to add the mushrooms, and I changed my mind because mushrooms can get really soft, and I want you to be able to taste them in the stew. So I'm adding the onions and the bell peppers. And I'm not sure that I've even told you what we're making today. So please forgive me. I have been remiss. We are making a meatball stew, is what it's called. And it's a recipe that I borrowed from my mother-in-law. And she is an excellent cook, or she was when she was cooking. She's not doing any of that anymore. But yeah, this was one of her recipes. And of course, I'm going to do little things to make it my own. But right now, all we're doing is we're going to break the hamburger and the sausage up, and we're going to let all of these flavors just mix together and simmer until the hamburger and the sausage is done. And I'm going to let it go a little longer, as you'll see, because I also want the onions and bell peppers to be soft. As you can see here, I am about to make the meatballs for the meatball stew. I will put these together and then put them in the oven and let them bake while the sauce, while everything else is cooking above on the stove. And you can see my seasonings here that are going to go into everything. There is the ragu, spaghetti sauce. Excuse me. There's coarse black pepper, bay leaves, garlic powder. I don't use salt. Garlic powder, and on the end over there, seasoned salt. There's some paprika and and I believe I also added. I added some poultry, not poultry. I'm sorry, some sage as well. So that's what we're seasoning with. And you know, guys, I may just take this recipe and write it out and put it in the comments below. And if I don't, just let me know if you'd like to have the full recipe so that you can make this yourself. But as you can watch, you can see what I'm doing. So I'm seasoning now to make the meatballs. I am also adding just a little bit of green pepper and onions to the meatball mixture as well. And guys, I did not add sage to that. I added Italian seasoning instead. Correction there. Thank you. I need one of those gadgets that makes the meatballs all the same size. I know you've seen them, but I don't have one. So you're going to see me rolling my meatballs, and they may not all be the same size, but once it gets in the stew, who's going to know? But I'm going to be on the lookout for one of those little gadgets that makes meatballs all the same size.
Calling you up at 2 in the morning, but you don't wanna talk, you don't wanna bother. Yeah, so I take another shot, let my brain do the walking. I don't wanna be your friend, I want something real. Maybe if I stay the night, you could feel the same. And maybe if you treat me right, we can rearrange. But I'm not even gonna try if you don't wanna stay. So how's it gonna be? You got me on my knees. I don't need no roses on my bed. If I could pull you closer to me, babe, ain't nobody touch me like you can. I just need some closure, a little closure from you.
I have added the mushrooms, and now everything has cooked down. Doesn't it look good? It's coming together, guys. So now it's time to put the carrots in. They're canned. You can use fresh, um, but this is what I had on hand. So I added the canned carrots because they're soft. They were last to go in this mixture. And so I'm even going to turn it off now and just let them simmer and get ready to put everything into the pot with the sauce. We're moving on to the most difficult part of this process for me, and that is cleaning the shrimp. Yes, they came pre-cleaned. It says on the package that tails are left on, but they're clean. But guys, and I have to go through them, and I'll show you what I'm looking for. On the back, yes, they've split them, and they've taken out that vein that has, that we don't want to bite on. But if you look in the front, there's also a vein there, and that's the one that they always leave in. And I always have to take that vein out. So I'm going to go through, pull the tails off, and take out the extra vein that I don't think should be left in there. So That's the process we're going through now.
Tear me apart when I know you don't want me. Cause I've been going fast and you wanna go slowly. Maybe I'm just wasting time. Tell me how you feel. I don't wanna be your friend, I want something real. Maybe if I stay the night, you could feel the same. And maybe if you treat me right, we could rearrange. But I'm not even gonna try if you don't wanna stay. So how's it gonna be? You got me on my knees. I don't need no roses.
And guys, let me remind you that adding the shrimp is optional because it is what takes the most time if you're going to clean them that way. But anyway, moving right along, we're moving on to adding the sauce now. We're getting down to the wire where we can just let it simmer. So I put the whole jar in and then I fill the jar halfway with water, shake it around to get all the residue, and I'm going to add that as well. Um, I sometimes also add the roasted tomatoes, fire roasted tomatoes. Didn't have any today. Remember, we're using what we basically have on hand. Hus did go out to have a tire checked on his car, and he did bring me the small packs of hamburger. Because the one I took out of the freezer just wasn't enough to make the sauce meaty and also to make meatballs. But other than that, we're using what we had on hand. Oh yeah, he did bring celery because I don't usually keep celery in the house. So those two things were purchased for this meal, but everything else was in house. As you can see, I'm going to add my same seasonings to the sauce as well. So we have seasoned the meatballs. We have seasoned the vegetable mix with the hamburger and the sausage in the skillet. And now we're seasoning the sauce. So we don't want to over season either of those three, but we do want to add seasoning to all three. Now we begin to add the goodies to the sauce. We're going to put the meat and the vegetables in now, and the fun begins. It's coming together, friends. I am dipping it out with this wooden fork as to not bring over any of the oil or grease or fat from the mixture that's in the skillet. So it's a little slower than just dumping it all in, but it does save you a little bit of fat content. Now that the stew has simmered for about 30 minutes, I am adding the potatoes. I didn't add them at first because, again, I didn't want them to get soft and mushy because we will be eating off of this for a couple of days and they will get even more cooked when we heat the second time. So I'm adding them in and then I will stir them into the sauce. The heat will start the cooking, and I'm also going to let the potatoes cook for about 15 minutes before I add the last ingredient, which is the shrimp. Also, if you see the pan sitting there to my left, I've made some cornbread to go along with this stew, and I'll be popping that in the oven shortly as well. Little closer from you. I don't need no roses on my bed. If I could pull you closer to me, babe. Ain't nobody touch me like you can. So guys, I'm going to add finally a tablespoon of sugar to the mixture, and that will be the last ingredient for this stew. Now it will simmer just a bit and I will add the shrimp. And then it's time to yum yum eat. So guys, I'm about to plate this up and let you see what it looks like and what we're working with. Yum, it looks. So friends, I hope you have enjoyed this video. It's been fun preparing some comfort food. I'm about to place it on the table so you can see what it looks like, and let me tell you, it was delicious. Again, let me say, if you're interested in the full recipe, I will try to remember to put it down below. But if I don't, do not hesitate to hit me up in the comments below and ask for it, and I'll make sure that you get it. It is worth the recipe. Again, remember that I use some optional items in there. The shrimp are not in the original recipe, nor was the sausage, nor were the potatoes, but those were added by me. So um, I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you are cooking something good and yummy in your house as well. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Hit that little red button below. Also, once you do that, hit that bell so you'll be notified of all upcoming video. We're a lifestyle channel over here, and we do everything from cooking, cleaning, organizing, which is my baby, and DIYing and upcycling. So look at that. Doesn't it look good? And it was good. So tell me, friends, what are you cooking up good in your kitchen while you're doing during this quarantine? I'd love to know. Leave me a dish in comments below. Be something different for me to try over here for my family as well. With that said, I'd like to thank Kenya. I'd like to thank Denise. I'd like to thank the Sister Circle for hosting this Quarantine Cook with me. It's been a lot of fun. And if you've missed the other playlists, you can always go back and view them and get some new ideas. The playlist and links to both Kenya and Denise's channels will be below. And I hope that you'll check out the playlist so that you can see what all of the other ladies from the Sister Circle have contributed to this collaboration. With that said, my friends, I'm going to leave you the way that I always do, with hugs, blessings, and lots of love. Remember that I love you. Remember to stay safe. And remember to cook something good. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.